Hey, what's up slackers? It's October and I'm feeling festive, so we're going to be covering only the spookiest tunes for this month. So if you want to stick around, why not subscribe or hit that like button? But enough with the promo. Today we're going to be checking out one of the Dark Knight's spookiest entries, The Batman vs. Dracula. This movie wasn't that popular when it first came out, but over the years it's gained in popularity more and more. So let's talk about it before it suddenly becomes everyone's favorite Batman film. Lock your doors and don't let strangers in, cause there's a new bat in town.
Now take me on a tour of this Gotham native guide. The night is young, and still I thirst.
So, what makes this one stand out from the 66 other Batman movies, give or take? Well, for starters, it's connected to the Batman cartoon from 2004, which I thought was a cool take on Batman and the characters. Not my favorite, but still good in its own way. Another thing is, this movie is actually pretty intense and scary at times. I still think it's okay for kids to watch, cause kids can like scary things too, but this definitely ain't for like 7-year-olds and under. I remember watching this for the first time back in the day on Toonami, and some scenes had me shook. There's some truly scary imagery in this one. I think it's kind of funny that while most Batman movies are very dark, the one made for all ages is the one they picked to be the horror film. Like, okay, interesting pick. A lot of the intensity has to do with the fact that this movie doesn't shy away from showing blood. While showing blood is nothing new in kids' cartoons, it's just usually used sparingly to show just how desperate the situation is in other cartoons. Here though, blood is a major plot point and focus of the film, which yeah, they're dealing with Dracula, so of course it has to be here. It'd be hard not to show the blood. They just really commit to it, which I gotta applaud them for. I'm kinda interested to know what it was like getting this movie approved. Hey, so we wanna make a Batman movie where Batman fights Dracula, is that okay? Yeah, that sounds cool. Go ahead and do it. Just make sure it's based off the current Batman cartoon. Okay, also since we're dealing with vampires, there's gonna be some blood. Is that cool? I mean, sure, just don't go overboard or anything. Okay, can do.
Got him. We got him.
What I would give to see the reactions on the executives' faces when they saw this movie for the first time.
Damn, Daniel!
Aside from Batman and Dracula, there's some other mainstays in here like Joker, Penguin, Vicky Vale, and Alfred. Out of the side characters, Penguin and Joker are the best. Penguin basically ends up becoming Dracula's human servant and guide around this modern world. Penguin also has a few one-liners and vampire puns that get a giggle out of me.
Breakfast in bed. Fresh squeezed.
The Joker's part in this movie is cool too. He even ends up getting turned into a vampire, and Vampire Joker is not a thing I knew I needed until I saw this movie.
Joker? I'm dead and kicking.
Funny, you're my second Batman tonight.
He even gets what I would consider the scariest and most memorable part of the movie, the blood bank scene. The crew definitely wanted to traumatize some kids with that scene. That part was terrifying. Something that's really cool about this movie is they play with and compare a lot of the iconography between Dracula and Batman. Like, when Dracula finds out about the Batman, he's just like,
he copied my whole fucking flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
There's even a scene where Batman is followed into a dark warehouse by some police officers. Something starts taking him out one by one in the dark. You think it's Batman doing his typical stealth routine, but nope, it's Dracula. Stuff like this is so cool where they get to compare and contrast the looks, approach, and techniques of these two legends and how if you really think about it, they are quite similar.
A man who dresses like a bat. My legacy has been quite influential.
Even the people of Gotham start to get the two confused, claiming they've seen Batman when it really was Dracula. I mean, just look at how Batman uses fear and darkness and is always casting his shadow onto his victims before an encounter. Dracula does the same thing to Batman, flipping the script because the only person scarier than the Dark Knight is the Dark Prince.
Run. I am beyond human, Batman. I am evil incarnate.
Dracula isn't the most interesting villain because his whole motive is just to make Gotham full of vampires as he kidnaps more and more people. He is, however, a very threatening villain since he's got superhuman abilities. In the first fight Batman and Dracula have, Batman gets absolutely dog walked. I liked watching Batman have to figure out how the hell he's gonna beat someone or a group of people he couldn't surprise, intimidate, or overpower. Which, now that I think about it, Batman was getting thrashed quite a bit in this film. Since the people that get turned into vampires have superhuman abilities as well, Batman can't fight them head on. He even ends up adding garlic to a lot of his gadgets, which I thought was a nice touch. Bruce even starts doubting himself and having nightmares, wondering if he can even save the day this time. The situation gets progressively more and more grim, and you really start to think, how in the is he gonna stop this guy?
The next time, we do not part until maggots feed upon your flesh.
Overall, this movie is a really cool family horror flick and perfect to watch during Halloween. It can be intense and surprising at times, but that's part of the fun. Batman meeting Dracula is such a weird combination of two characters meeting, but it really works here. There's a lot of cool stuff, but I don't want to spoil it, so for now, I'll bid you a boo.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But yeah, go ahead and watch this one for Halloween, slackers. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and like and do all the other stuff people always tell you to do, and I'll see you next time. Later.